Hello, viewers. I'm Anastasia, working alongside Irene for Day 10 in our enlightening 50-day software architecture class. Recalling Day 9, we examined event-driven architecture basics, including pub submodels for decoupled messaging and tools like Kafka for robust streaming, emphasizing asynchronous resilience. Today, we're advancing to serverless architecture fundamentals, providing a clear explanation of functions as a service and delving into their remarkable scalability advantages, illustrating how serverless eliminates traditional server management, reduces costs through pay per use, and integrates seamlessly with microservices and event driven patterns for highly elastic, efficient systems.
Precisely, Anastasia. Serverless represents a leap in abstraction, freeing developers to focus on code while the platform handles the rest.
Detailing the overview for day 10, serverless architecture abstracts away server provisioning and maintenance, billing only for actual usage in a pay per use model that optimizes costs. We'll explain FaaS, where your code executes as short lived functions triggered by events without persistent servers. A major emphasis will be on scalability advantages, such as automatic scaling from zero instances during idle times to thousands under load. This links directly to Day 9's event driven concepts, where serverless often relies on events for triggers, enhancing the asynchronous, resilient designs we've been building toward.
An efficient paradigm. This will showcase how serverless complements distributed systems like microservices from day 7.
Why embrace serverless architecture? It dramatically reduces operational overhead by eliminating the need to provision, patch, or scale servers manually, allowing teams to concentrate on business logic rather than infrastructure. The cost effectiveness stems from a granular pay per use model, where you're billed only for the milliseconds your code runs, avoiding idle resource expenses. It fits perfectly with Day 7's microservices by providing a lightweight deployment option and Day 9's event driven patterns as functions trigger on events. Overall, it accelerates rapid development, testing, and iteration, making it ideal for startups and dynamic workloads. Unpacking the basics of serverless architecture. At its core, it encompasses backend as a service for managed databases or auth, and functions as a service for custom code execution. Functions are triggered by events such as HTTP requests, message queues from Day 9, or database changes running in isolated environments. These are typically stateless, short lived executions lasting seconds, ensuring efficiency. Major providers include AWS Lambda for seamless integration, Google Cloud Functions for quick setups, and Azure Functions for hybrid cloud support. Comparing serverless to traditional architectures, serverless requires no upfront provisioning, with automatic scaling handled by the provider, contrasting traditional setups where servers run continuously, incurring constant costs and needing manual scaling. It can hybridize with Day 7's microservices, where some services go serverless for bursty tasks. Choose serverless for variable or unpredictable workloads like seasonal apps, where it shines in efficiency, but stick to traditional for steady, long running processes requiring persistent state.
Explaining functions as a service thoroughly. FaaS allows you to deploy individual functions, small code units, that run in response to triggers without managing underlying infrastructure. Triggers can be diverse, from HTTP endpoints to file uploads or scheduled cron jobs. Be mindful of cold starts, where the first invocation after idle time incurs slight latency as the environment spins up. Providers impose limits on execution time and memory to encourage concise, efficient code. FaaS workflow step by step. Upload your code as a zippy package or container image to the platform. Configure triggers by linking to event sources like queues from Day 9 or API gateways. Upon trigger, the provider manages the runtime environment, executing your function in isolated sandboxes. Built-in logging and metrics capture outputs and performance, integrating with tools for analysis, simplifying debugging in serverless contexts. FaaS use cases. Build lightweight API backends with functions handling requests via gateways from Day 8. For data processing, trigger ETL jobs on file uploads or database events. In IoT, functions process device sensor data in real time. Even for chatbots, use FaaS to generate responses on user inputs, scaling automatically with traffic. Pros and cons of FaaS. Pros include built-in auto-scaling to handle bursts and zero costs during idle periods. Cons involve cold start latencies for infrequent functions and potential vendor lock-in due to proprietary APIs. For state, rely on external stores like databases since functions are stateless. It's best suited for episodic, event-based workloads rather than constant processing. Best practices for FaaS. Keep functions small and focused on a single responsibility per SRP from day 2 to minimize cold starts and improve reusability. Optimize starts with warm-up techniques or provisioned concurrency. Secure with least privilege IAM roles and managed secrets. Test locally using emulators like AWS SAM to simulate environments before deployment.
Scalability advantages starting with auto-scaling. Serverless platforms scale from 0 instances when idle to virtually infinite under load, provisioning resources automatically. This handles sudden bursts like viral traffic without manual setup or over-provisioning. Compared to day 3 monoliths, it's far more elastic, avoiding the need for always-on servers, and reinforces day 1's focus on building inherently scalable systems. Cost efficiency and scalability. With pay-per-use billing down to milliseconds, you only incur costs for actual execution time, eliminating charges for idle infrastructure unlike traditional VMs or containers. Optimized by tuning function duration and memory to lower bills. This model is economically superior for variable or unpredictable loads, making serverless attractive for startups and seasonal apps. Global distribution for scalability. Serverless leverages edge computing to run functions closer to users, reducing latency across regions. Providers offer multi-region replication for data and code, ensuring high availability. Integrate with CDNs for caching static assets, enhancing performance. This previews Day 45's emerging edge computing trends, where serverless plays a central role. Integration for enhanced scalability. Hybridize with Day 7 microservices by using FaaS for event-triggered components like processing uploads. In monoliths, offload bursty tasks to serverless for elasticity. Pair with serverless databases like DynamoDB for auto-scaling storage. It integrates smoothly with Day 9's event-driven patterns, where functions act as consumers in pub/sub flows. Challenges in serverless scalability. Cold starts can impact response times for infrequently invoked functions, though mitigated by warm pools. Providers impose concurrency limits per account, requiring requests for increases. Scaling behaviors are vendor-specific, raising lock-in risks. Continuous monitoring is essential to tune configurations and predict scaling needs.
Advantages in developer productivity. Serverless lets developers focus purely on writing code, abstracting away infrastructure concerns like provisioning or patching. It supports rapid prototyping with near-instant deploys, accelerating iteration. Providers offer built-in integrations with databases, queues, and more. This ties to Day 4's creational patterns, where factories can create function instances dynamically. Operational simplicity advantages. Eliminate OS-level management as the provider oversees runtime environments and scaling. Automatic updates apply security patches without downtime. High availability is inherent through redundant zones. Use cost calculators for predictability, avoiding surprises in billing for variable usage. Serverless pitfalls. Vendor lock-in from proprietary features and APIs, making migrations challenging. Debugging requires distributed tracing tools for function invocations. State must be managed externally, as functions are ephemeral. It's unsuitable for long-running tasks due to time limits, better for short bursts.
Recapping Day 10, we outlined serverless fundamentals, abstracting infrastructure with pay-per-use models,
Explained FaaS in depth, from triggers to executions, and highlighted scalability advantages like auto-scaling and cost efficiency. The key takeaway: serverless offers efficient, auto-scaling computing for modern, dynamic workloads. Day 11 covers data management in architecture, from relational to NoSQL like MongoDB.
Homework: conceptualize a fast based function for a simple app considering triggers and scaling. Questions? Comment will provide insights. Thanks. Like, share, and subscribe.